what's up guys? Welcome back for another DevPro Duel video. Again across from a duel between two different decks. One deck from 2010, first deck is to see here, is called Full Force Infernity. Infernity based on synchro summons, level 8 synchro, sometimes level 9, mainly Misrum. Since back then in 2010 Trishula wasn't released in a TCG, although you had some Trishula shenanigans in the OCG where the Infernity could spam Trishula to the field multiple times. Yeah, the deck was just disgusting with 3 launcher, 3 barrier. The main focus of the deck was to get your Archfiend, your Necromancer and your tuner, so either Beetle or preferably of course the level 1 tuner, Avenger, in your grave to make your level 8 synchros and recycle your 3 Infernity launchers. A card like Infernity, what is it called? Infernity Inferno. The trap card was nice to set up your grave with your Infernity monsters. Yeah, 3 barrier. Brionec was also legal back then. Yeah, Infernity Break is in the side deck. It wasn't it wasn't in the main deck back then. It wasn't being played. Because of the 3 barrier, of course. Anyway, the second deck list. This deck list is, or at least, this kind of deck is some bullshit at first class. It might sound familiar. The deck is called Hieratic Gishki. It's a handlock, a hand loop deck. Mainly focused on Gustkraken. It's a level 6 that when it's summoned you get to look at 2 cards from your opponent's hand and then you can pick one of those 2 cards and that card to send back to the deck. Currently I believe Gustkraken is at 1, but yeah, I think I'm pretty sure that back then in 2012 it was the deck was very strong in the OCG. It was pretty much something like this at full force, but I think, yeah, due to the September 2012 ban list, Gustkraken was hit, and I think in the TCG we never had the deck at full force. I might be mistaken, maybe for 1 or 2 weeks, that's possible, but it definitely wasn't for a long, for a long period of time. Anyway, of course the deck Hieratics, they resolve, they trigger when they are attributed because of the Gishki ritual, and then you can go for a rank 6 exceed, mainly Messier 7, sometimes Atum, of course, as a possibility to go for Red MD and so on. Then we have the X-Capital and Bouncer as your main focus exceeds here. Anyway, let's see some duels. Okay, so the first game, my opponent's playing the Infernity deck, I'll be playing with the Hieratic deck. I get to start. Back then you opened with 6 cards, we are also playing with the priority rule, so it's important for cards like Infernity Mirage, because of the effect failure. I get a combo off first turn. It's very easy to get your combos off due to the searching capabilities of your Gishkis. It's very similar to Necklots, although Necklots are on a completely different level. So I go for the first Messier 7. Thanks to Gustkraken I can cripple my opponent's hand, and thanks to Messier 7 you recycle your Hieratic monster, so your Sioux or your Death Nuit from your grave, and thanks to your Gishki ritual you can get back your Gustkraken from your hand, and then yeah, hopefully your opponent doesn't have Dark Alright to get rid of your field, otherwise you can just gain again some nice advantage next turn thanks to your Messier 7s. Bouncer helps to get, at least it helps you against effect monsters, especially in this kind of situation against Archfiend. We saw the Call of the Hounded last turn, so we know his last set is the Call of the Hounded, and with both the Bouncer, the Typhoon of course, and also Failure during my opponent's turn, this game I have in the bag. Very easy, but yeah, especially if you open with, or at least if you start with the deck, if you start with Hieratic Gishki and you have a decent hand, you can already get some information about your opponent's hand, send back a few cards, have a setup, and if your opponent can't get rid of your setup, you raid them next turn. Yeah, this is something like what happens now. If your opponent doesn't have a power play, so I can capitalize on that, and thanks to the Abyss, I can get rid of his field. And at the same time his hand, he only has a Book of Moon, so thanks to Messier 7 I was able to recycle my Sioux, Jasper summoned the Luster Dragon. Yeah, the reason which might be strange that you're not running 2 Wattails, for example. So I'm running 1 Wattail, 1 Luster Dragon, Yeah, two different normals. Yeah, two different normals because of the chain disappearance. Chain disappearance was side decked during that time because of this deck. Yeah, and probably more decks, but it was especially for this deck, so that yeah, your opponent was able to chain disappearance one of your normals when they are special summoned after your Sue activates, for example. So again, he chains his, what is it called, Infernity Inferno, discards his two cards, which is all fine. Activate my preparation of rights, and I think it was better here to just wait. Maybe no, yeah, I didn't have an option to go for a ritual summon. Abyss doesn't count like the other two, so normal summon Abyss, try to activate the search effect to search out, I believe, yeah, one of my searches, so the Gishki Shadow or the other one, to get the ritual summon go through. There is the judgment, very unfortunate. I do have failure, so if you top deck something, you top deck a Necromancer, of course, that's what Infernities do. They need to top deck that Archfiend, that Necromancer, or what's it called, the Infernity Mirage, the huge Lone Fire Blossom. And yeah, this deck isn't really that good at top decking, so definitely, yeah, alongside the Gustkraken is not enough. And yeah, of course, he's going to top deck his Mirage, and this is game over. This is how the first deck, this is how Infernities work when they were first released, as an archetype based around 100 Ice Dragon, Infernity, Doom Dragon. Recycle, or at least, yeah, search your 3 launchers, spam all different monsters to the field, and eventually end with a huge field of all those level 8 synchros, or maybe level 9, depending on your tuner, either Avenger or Beetle. But yeah, the result, in the end, it's all the same. You end with a huge field, protected with 1, 2, or maybe 3 barrier. Back then, Infernity at full force was a disgusting deck. He gets to start, sets 1, the Inferno, which is all good. Immediately going to Typhoon Dead. Again, I don't want to risk running into something like a Judgment. Warning wasn't released, if I'm not mistaken. So I get the combo off, and I think I'm only able to special summon 1 Gustkraken, so cripple his hand. No, I can go for a second because of the seal in hand, so get back my Shadow, I think. So also get back my Gustkraken thanks to the ritual spell. Again, take a look at his last 2 cards. I think he has an Archfiend in his grave, so send back that Necromancer. And of course, I'm going to end with a Bouncer to stop its effects, and at the same time I also have Veiler in the hand, so I'm not really sure if if there's something he can top deck. I don't think so. So this is game over. GG, well played. So here are the deck lists again. I think, yeah, the Gishki Hieratic Hand Loop, very disgusting deck list. It was very consistent because of the Gishki engine, searches everything, your Abyss, your Shadow, and so on. Same with the Hieratics. It was unbelievable consistent. Red Eyes wasn't staple in the deck, Failures the same, also wasn't staple, but yeah, Salvage at 2 or 3 definitely was a staple. Preparation of Rights also at 2, I think 3 was a bit too much. Heavy Storm, again a ridiculous card. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Infernity at the same time, also very disgusting with 3 launchers, 3 Archfiend, 3 Barrier, Brionic. Yeah, we know the deal. Okay guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Litum signing out. Peace.